This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all,
Just stop.
get real.
Welcome to DBL. We got Jeffrey back.
Yes.
How you doing?
One day off and I get a round of applause?
Yeah.
I should not be here more often.
I agree.
Better for everybody.
I agree. All right. Today is day 20 of former President Donald Trump's criminal trial in New York. Here he is speaking out before court started. His lawyers actually rested their case today, which means this could go to the jury next week. And it's now clear that Trump will not be testifying in his own defense. Meantime, all the way across the pond in Cannes, people are talking about Trump, but for a very different reason. Let me give you why. The origin film, The Apprentice, it's starring Sebastian Stan as a young Donald Trump. Well, it premiered last night. Here's Cate Blanchett giving him a hug and a kiss following the premiere. And the film, of course, as we spoke about yesterday, got at least an 8-minute standing ovation. Sit down. We're fine. We're fine. But the film includes some very controversial scenes, okay? Including one where Trump rapes his ex-wife, Ivana. Now, the Trump campaign is not at all happy about this. In fact, they said they are planning on suing. They released a statement saying, quote, "This garbage is pure fiction, which sensationalizes lies that have been long debunked." Meantime, the filmmaker himself was asked about being sued during a press conference for the film. Here is his response.
Everybody talks about him suing a lot of people. They don't talk about his success rate, though, you know? I don't necessarily think that this is a movie that, you know, he would dislike. I don't necessarily think he would like it. I think that I think he would be surprised, you know? And you know, like I said before, like I would be happy. I would offer him to go and meet him wherever he wants and talk about the context of the movie, have a screening and have a chat afterwards.
I like saying it's surprised. Like when you walk into your house and it's been broken into. You're surprised.
You're right.
Yeah.
Do you think, Sam, Trump would like this film?
I don't think so, because it doesn't only bring up what happened with Ivana, or allegedly happened, and I'm going to get to that. But it also depicts Trump popping amphetamine pills, getting liposuction, and having surgery to remove his bald spot. So those are all moments that I don't think Trump would want to see aired. Now, as far as Ivana, in 1990, during their divorce deposition, Ivana alleged Trump raped her after blaming her for recommending a surgery for her for scalp reduction, which he said, according to her, was very painful, and he was angry and raped her. But it's important to note that in 1993, she did walk back those comments. Of course, there's a number of different theories of why she walked them back, or if it really did not happen. We don't know. We can't speak for her. So all of that will be aired in this film.
What do we think, Jeff? Do you think they could sue? What do you think?
Have you seen Barron Trump lately?
Yeah.
We don't have a picture. I shouldn't have brought this up.
6'6".
But he really looks like a young Donald Trump. I haven't seen a picture of him in a while, and I was like, wow, he's grown up.
He's got that 80s Trump face.
Yeah, this isn't Barron, but that guy's got the lip down for sure.
Yeah, and just, you know, Roy Cohn, who's his mentor in real life, is played by Jeremy Scott, who played Kendall Roy from Succession. Jeremy Strong. What did I say?
Jeremy Scott.
Oh, that's not right. It's Jeremy Strong. This is the two of them side by side.
Wow.
Roy Cohn, if you didn't know, is the architect for how Trump became president, and he's played by Jeremy.
And Jeremy Strong, I mean, what an actor. This is an actor's actor who's like Juilliard trained and
method actor.
Everything possible to nail Cohn.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. Do you think it's going to backfire? Do you think people are going to show up?
I think people will show up, and I would watch this movie, but for different reasons. The whole, like, the people that are on the Trump train will not watch it because they think their person's being depicted poorly. The people that don't like him will watch it hoping that he is depicted poorly.
Right.
For me, I'm a weirdo. I've been bored with this whole Trump, the way he's talked about. So I look for different things. And movies like this in the 80s, that's my genre. Like early 80s New York, you know, Studio 54, Wall Street guys were getting scalp, enhancement. People were getting liposuction. Everybody, including athletes, were popping amphetamines.
Right. Yep.
These were things that were basically legal. People did cocaine on restaurant tables. This was a different time in the world. So if we could kind of all grow up and look at a time from 40 years ago and take it in the spirit that you can see that New York City is going to really be the star of this movie. A place that doesn't exist anymore. The Twin Towers will still be in that movie. Stand-up comedy is starting to boom there. It's like there's so many interesting things, and yet like everybody is just so myopic on this one man.
And let me ask you this, and I give this to the panel. Because it's coming up.
Can I get some props saying myopic? I've never said that.
You said myopic. Everyone give a round of applause for myopic. Everybody, are we done? Oh my God. A standing O for 8 minutes. Because it's coming out now, and because rape and the Me Too movement is on people's minds and survivors, you don't think that that will be an issue for voters to see him like that with the scalp? You know, that's a very painful. They take the scalp, remove the skin, flip it over, and he's known to have done this. You don't think that'll affect voters at this time?
I think it will. I think it will. Listen, nobody up here is defending rape whatsoever, alleged or not alleged.
Sure.
Nobody supports that in any way on any team, right? But there are those people, there's people who are defending Diddy right now, and there's video evidence of what we all saw.
Too, yeah.
We all saw, right? So this is all alleged. We don't know what actually happened. I just think if you're on his team, you're going to be on his team no matter what. But I think at some point, people do think that this might be a hit job just because he's got, 70, 80 indictments. He's got this movie coming out. So it seems like they're pushing hard to tarnish his name. And I think people are starting to be like, are they kind of crying wolf in some sort of aspect? I don't know. Maybe this will bury him. I'm just trying to poke around on the other side.
I'm thinking with the Access Hollywood tape, though, and that, a couple months ago, he was found liable.
For defamation against Jean Carroll?
No, the assault.
Yeah, but it was defamation mostly.
For saying that she was lying, but I don't know if he was also. But anyway, if that was going to deter you from voting for him, that was on the table day one, 8 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, I don't think it would deter.
But people are visual people.
That's good.
Look at Baby Reindeer. Like if he can say those words, grab him by the bleat. But then if you see a visual interpretation and representation of what allegedly happened, I think that sticks with people and it gives people more of a
ick factor.
Yeah.
That's just
especially female voters.
That's a very fair
female
point.
Voters, which he needs. Interesting. Coming up on DBL, our interview with comedian Bruce Vilanch. He's telling us about being part of a new doc on Netflix, plus the latest on weight loss drugs with Dr. Coley. Are people stopping the drugs too early? Plus, could they help lower the desire to drink alcohol? Welcome back to DBL. We've got our very own Dr. Coley joining us. And believe it or not, more than 15 million people, about 6% of Americans, have reported now taking weight loss drugs. And get this, 25,000 people a week are starting these drugs. But a new analysis found that many of those taking the drugs, they're stopping too soon. So, Doc, what did this analysis find, and what's wrong with stopping the drugs too soon? Does it all come back?
Well, the way that the drug works, we start at the lowest dose, 0.25. Every month we double it, so 0.25 to 0.5 to 1 to 2. So it takes 3 months to actually get to the target dose. And what this analysis showed is that 30% of people are done by a month, and 58% of people are done before they get to the 3 months.
Why?
So if you're jumping ship before it even gets to the dose, how is it going to work? The why, Sam, is so interesting. So what would you guess?
Because people don't want to spend the money?
I heard some
I would
people
think they didn't feel
makes
good.
them
Side
nauseous.
effects, right, is what you would guess, but only 17% actually stop it for side effects. So the majority of it is actually us being impatient and us not having access to care. So when they broke it down, people who lived in disadvantaged neighborhoods, people who didn't have regular access to their doctor were actually the big predictors. In fact, which doctor prescribed it for you was also a predictor of whether or not you stopped it. So if you got it from a generalist like primary care, you're more likely to stop it than from a specialist who may have taken more time to explain how things work.
Yes.
And how important it is.
I think just that explanation shows everybody why you should analyze statistics instead of just looking at something being like, well, that's what it is. There's always something underneath that you would never expect. Speaking of something you wouldn't expect, they're going to apparently start testing these weight loss drugs because people might think they might make you stop drinking.
Amazing data. So when they were doing the clinical trials for diabetes and obesity, they found anecdotally people started saying, well, I don't feel like drinking as much. I don't feel like vaping. I don't feel like shopping. I don't feel like food addiction. I don't feel any of those addictions that I had before. So then they went back to the animals, to the rodents, and studied them, and they actually turned the volume down on your reward system. So it doesn't just work for food addiction, but many other types of addiction, especially alcohol. It's being very effective.
It's like a golden drug.
Incredible.
Yeah,
It's
so now
really
they're studying it in people who have alcohol abuse disorders, and they've had damage to their liver, and they're looking to see whether it helps the damage. But to me, the outstanding questions from this particular trial are, you know, what dose of the drug do you need? Is it different? Is addiction different than weight gain? So can you take it for a little while, almost like an antidepressant, get over the addiction, and then not have to take it forever?
Or do you have to take it the whole time?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm curious about those sorts of questions, but I think this is fascinating. I mean, imagine if we could give somebody something to help with cocaine, heroin,
alcoholism.
meth,
Oh, this is
alcohol,
wonderful.
all the
This
things
is
that we
hopeful.
struggle with.
Yeah. We can talk more because my wife's on this journey. She's a jump shipper, but she lost 15 pounds and she hasn't drank since last year. So
Whoa.
it's all kind of.
There you go.
But who knows if it was from the drinking or the shot? I don't know. We could get into it a lot more.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're studying it. She's at ground zero.
Absolutely. All right. So let's switch gears here. Do you know who this guy is?
Don't ever do that.
Salt Bay.
Thanks, Al. Come on. Thanks, pop culture reference. Yeah, it's Salt Bay.
The
So we're
hand
talking about
puppet.
people.
No, it's the sprinkling
You know
of the
who
salt.
Salt Bay is. So we're talking about people who just put salt on everything before they taste it. This is my pet peeve. When I marinate a steak and I cook it and you put ketchup or salt, you
Disgusting.
disrespect my household.
Do we have any salters up here?
No.
I like a touch of Himalayan sea salt, just a touch.
You put it on before you cook the steak to get some of the moisture out of it, but not after the steak is cooked. It's sacrilegious.
What do we think, Doc?
So I'm going to go 2 thumbs down on the salt. I mean, guys, we have study after study telling us how bad salt is for us, and 9 out of 10 of us eat more salt than we're supposed to, and we eat double as much salt as you're supposed to. And so this study found that if you regularly add salt, whether it's Himalayan salt, Sam, or any other type of salt, it's associated with a 41% higher risk of gastric cancer.
Dang.
Whoa.
What if you just do a touch? I'm
d-
pretty good at just going. I don't even do a full
Like a wrist,
circle.
one
I don't even do a full crunch. Just a.
So is it all just in your head then?
No, I like the little hint.
So you know what I'll do? I'll put some potassium chloride in your little Himalayan sea salt shaker.
Oh.
Because that's much better for you.
What's
It helps
potassium
you get rid of
chloride?
sodium. It's the opposite of sodium chloride, which is what salt is.
Okay.
So if you want to do a little
Yes.
touch, potassium chloride.
Okay, Dr. Coley. I
Dr.
love her.
K.
Like she gives you, something to supplement.
It's a
with.
dupe. It's a dupe.
It's a tube.
A dupe.
You know, something to substitute.
That's not
Thank you
that
so
word
much
means.
for joining us today, Dr. Coley, DBL Nation. Follow Dr. Coley on social media at Pyle Coley MD. Also, be sure to subscribe to her YouTube page and check out her podcast, Heart of Medicine, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We'll be right back. No salt.
was starting, there weren't really very many queer comics.
When I started out, if someone were talking about being gay, most people would be shaking their head or make sure they understood what they heard.
Welcome back. That was a clip from the new Netflix documentary, Outstanding. Earlier, we spoke with Bruce Vilanch. He's an icon of not only queer comedy, but television history as we know it. And get this, he's also my dad's, Jerry, best friend from high school. And talking with him about that was a moment I'll never forget. Take a look.
Please welcome to the show, Bruce Vilanch.
Yes. Hey, thank you very much. Hello. Tori Shulman, hello.
Hello.
Full disclosure, I grew up with Tori Shulman's father.
Yes. I just wanted to say hi. And Jerry, my dad says hello and he misses you very much.
I know. I'm looking at you to see if there's any of Grandma Clara in your face.
Oh my God, I never met Clara. She died before I met her.
Clara.
Oh,
she
my
was
grandma.
She was Scarlett O'Hara if Scarlett O'Hara had been Jewish.
Really? Oh my God.
She was from the South, and she was a belle, a real belle.
Mama Clara, I've never met her. Tori. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you.
That's
That's a mitzvah. That's a mitzvah. Way to go, Erica. Thank you, Bruce.
I'm old enough I can actually say that. Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Never met.
How am I going to follow that up?
I know. I'm
Bruce, you're always in the background.
I know.
You're always in the background talking to my buddy Matt, and you're always like, "Hey," and then he's like, "I'm with Bruce. I gotta go."
That's your shout out.
Yeah,
But
there
the
you
thing
go.
about Clara was she wasn't gay and she wasn't a comic, so she's not relevant this minute. But I just had to say that.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful moment. You got to send that to your dad.
I will. Thank
All right,
you,
Bruce, let's get into this. You've always been the guy to write TV specials and variety shows, and I hear that Bette Midler put you on that path. Can you explain?
She did. Well, I met her only 50 years ago, excuse me. Thank you. I met her 50 years ago. She was playing a club in Chicago, and she was starting out, and I began writing for her because I interviewed her, and there she is now with King Kong. I just started. I started writing. She said, "You're a very funny writer," and I said, "You're very funny. You should talk more." And so she said, "You got any lines?" And that's echoed for 50 years. And I've done all of her comedy shows and all that stuff with her. And what happened was, she hit. She exploded, and other people began calling me and asking me to write for them. And so after 5 years, I moved out to LA and began writing what was variety television, which is of course now dead. There's the Paul Lynde Halloween special, one of my absolute favorites.
Wow.
It's an epic. Everybody tunes in YouTube every year. If we'd known 45 years ago that they were going to be watching it, we would have probably paid closer attention. But, we didn't. And also, we were all chemically altered much of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited. I've been a stand-up comic for almost 20 years, so I've seen every documentary about comedy. I can't wait for this one. You're in the new Netflix documentary, Outstanding, a comedy revolution about LGBTQ plus comics. How has your identity made you funnier as a person throughout your life, would you say?
Well, I think that, I have many identities. I mean, and I just never deny any of them. I'm a big old Jew, and I'm a big old queen. So, and I just kind of embrace that. Fortunately, I'm in a business where you can do that. I'm not like a cost accountant in a firm. I'm out there being my own flamboyant self. But I think that what those two identities in particular share is that they're outsiders. I mean, Jews and gay people have always been on the outside of the social norm, and so you have a worldview of. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be one of them? Well, maybe not. Maybe it's wonderful to be one of us.
I just want to say, Mr. Vilanch, thank you. I became a comic, and I hope I'm doing Mama Clara well, and I'm so excited to meet someone who knew her.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so excited to hear that you're a comic, because Jerry never told me that.
Yeah. He'll connect with you after this, but again, so much love for that mention of Clara. Thank you.
That is beautiful. Wow, who would have thought?
Bruce. Beautiful.
Thank you. There's so much to talk to you about. We need to have you back on, please. DBL Nation, though, catch Bruce in the Netflix documentary, Outstanding, a Comedy Revolution. It premieres June 18th. Thank you again. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce.
Have fun. Netflix and chill.
Welcome back. We got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out. Steph, let's go shopping. What do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, hi DBL Nation. We are so excited to show you the deals today. They are wonderful. So let's check everything out. First up today, we've got the 2-pack Tech Theory True Wireless Earbuds. This deal includes 2 sets of earbuds with charging cases, and these earbuds will allow you to stream music, make calls all wirelessly from your smartphone or other Bluetooth-enabled devices. So normally these are $60 each. However, we have got a 2-pack for $25.
I like
that. Is saving 79%. Now check out this deal. We've got the Malibu Sky Edith Print Satchel. This deal includes 1 satchel. We have it in 4 colors. It's crafted from high quality vegan leather for durability and stain resistant.
Cute.
So normally this is $128.
Okay.
However, we have got it for $29.99. That's saving 77%. Next up today, I just feel like these have got your name all over them.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, it's a 6-piece glass LED real flame effect wax candle set. So this deal includes 6 candles in 3 different sizes with 2 remotes. Normally this is $60. However, we've got the entire set for $24.99, which is saving 58%. Now, this is absolutely heavenly. It's the Sunbeam Shiatsu foot massager with heat and compression.
Nice.
The deal includes 1 foot massager with a remote. There are 3 compression levels and intensities that you can choose from. Normally, this is $150.
No.
We've got it for $59.99. Saving 60%.
Y'all head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or as always, you can just scan that QR code right on screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Steph, thank you so much. All right, good stuff there. How's your Ricola going?
It's good. I feel great.
You do?
Yes, you guys made fun of me because my throat, it's much better today.
Horrendous.
Sound like you have
my
daggers
throat's
in
coming
your throat.
back. I'm sorry, I was working all weekend.
It's so good to see you. We'll see you tomorrow.